we have an important announcement to make. Okay, so we're in a cool little spot here. What's this place called?
Triple 8 Customs.
888 Custom, where we do have some interesting things. Cool cars that look great and don't go that fast. Like this, and like this, and like that. So, very cool place. But here is the Lamborghini that we're working on, and we've designed the angle kit, which looks something like this. It's very simple. Goes on the back side of this knuckle. And while I'm in here, I just noticed what the suspension of this Lamborghini 2006 Gallardo is all about. And it's quite interesting. So you see these brackets here. A lot of race cars use this design where they simply bolt to the chassis 90 degrees to the plane that we want to make the adjustments for. So I can simply add shims here or spacers, and I can increase and decrease the camber. I can change the caster by putting a shim on the front and not on the back. So it's pretty interesting. This was an all-wheel drive car. Would have been an axle here. We've obviously removed that, and they've put some sort of a spacer here to prevent that. But essentially we're cutting this off like this, and we're gonna put this adapter from the backside, and this is going to give us more steering angle. So I'm gonna be in the process of cutting and modifying this Lamborghini, but really, these cars are really something when you get into them, and then once you really get into them, they're actually not that crazy of a design. A lot of box tubing construction. It is all aluminum, and it is very simple, actually. The fancier the car, the simpler it is. I've seen multi-link suspensions on Altimas that are more complicated than this. So all of that's pretty cool. You'll see the process of how we do it, and I don't know if this is gonna work. I just have a pretty good idea that it's gonna work. There she goes. So now I just need to do some clear cuts.
Block it on now with primer and
Cut this.
it's probably lines going through it again.
What is up, guys? We're here day one at the Drift Games Invitational. I'm driving the MX-5. This car is a basic full pro build. It's an SR20. It's actually really fast, and I have no complaints with the car whatsoever, other than I'm driving on the wrong side. Some things that have helped with driving the car on the wrong side. This is the first time I've ever drifted a right-hand drive car. So pulling the handbrake and steering with the opposite arm is what's throwing me off, because I'm also left-handed. If you were right-handed making this change, I've heard that it's actually not that difficult, because now you're using your dominant hand. Because I'm left-handed, it's like extra bad, but the car itself works pretty well. The car is also a sequential, so that helps with finding third gear, because when I was driving on the sim, that's actually what was the hardest thing to do, was miss shifting. So we're gonna be doing a few laps, and then I need to get this car figured out before I have to take ride-alongs all weekend, which I'm super excited about. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of people are excited to see me here, which I would have never guessed. I'm not the most popular person, and I don't mean that in like people don't like me. I mean, nobody knows who I am over here in Europe and in Ireland, so I'm excited for this journey, and today's day one. at Mondello day 2. Yesterday went really well, and everyone's already on the track. So we're making a couple adjustments to the MX-5. I drove it all day yesterday, did a lot of ride-alongs, and there's definitely some issues that we can help solve. So what we're going to be doing is narrowing the rear track width. We're going to be adding some cast from the front, and then we're also going to tow out the front because it needs a little more positive Ackerman, and the Ackerman is not adjustable on the kit that's on the car. We're going to do those things, and we're going to see how that plays out, and I'm going to try and get some more in-car footage, show you guys how we're doing that. Okay, so we made some changes. I drove the car. I think it's marginally better, but we're gonna let the owner of the car see how this feels.
We shall see now.
He blew up the other Miata.
Shut up! Don't say it.
That wraps up the day. We really got that car figured out. The changes that I made this morning were, it didn't seem like it did much because it was raining so hard, but now that I'm driving it in the somewhat dry, and this is the first time I've seen the sun in like 4 days, the car feels awesome. Either I'm just getting used to the right-hand drive and everything and I can just drive it, or the changes I made made a huge difference. But either way, the MX-5 is an absolute weapon. It's super light, has a ton of grip, and we were just flying. That's pretty much it. Other than that, we're going to be doing some announcement videos and some other things to show you guys. I think Dave and I are going to record that later. So, okay guys, that's it. We finished up this Drift Games event, and I had an absolute blast in the MX-5 and in the Verosa and just hanging out with everyone here. But we have an important announcement to make, and it is that I will be participating in Drift Masters this year for 2024 with the Corvette. The Corvette actually ships in a couple of days, and Dave, if you could give us a rundown, Drift Masters, what this looks like, the team, the people.
Yeah, so this is a big plan that started from small ideas, but a lot of different people came together.
Oh, fucking sorry.
You know what? Classic Club Loose. So Drift Masters is the Premier League of European drifting. So it's essentially the Formula Drift of Europe, but it goes to 6 different countries. I've been involved in the series for a very long time, and this year we switched to try and create our own team. So we created a Drift Games team. We were talking to you about suspension for the team from FDF to do the cars. You were like, talk to me about Drift Masters. We had a conversation. Then it kind of blew up into a reality of you deciding to do Drift Masters, and we were going to handle your logistics and be part of our greater team for this. So basically, you're going to be on our truck this year going to all the rounds.
I remember the conversation. So it started with, wouldn't it be crazy if I could do Drift Masters? And you said, well, why don't you send in your, here's the link, here's the paperwork, fill it out, and we'll see what happens. And it turned out that of the 40 drivers that Drift Masters is choosing, they want to make it, they changed the name from Drift Masters European Championship to Drift Masters. Making it a global, international championship is what the goal is.
Well, it's a natural progression. Drift Masters 6 years ago was just a Polish championship. and then we joined forces with them, made it a European championship.
Right.
So the next natural stage after the stadium events last year and everything is to now start looking into a global championship, and you need global drivers. So we now have drivers like coming from Canada, from Japan, from all over the world that are competing in Drift Masters, and it's awesome because it's starting to become this hub for a lot of drifters around the world, and I don't know, brings something new, different flavors, different cars. There's never been a Corvette in Drift Masters before. There's never been a Canadian in Drift Masters before. So it adds a lot of, I don't know, unpredictability and something spicy for the year.
Some flavor.
Yeah. And you'd obviously, new tracks for you, new team, new everything.
Yes.
Big logistical nightmare for all of us, but it's a cool idea that I think now we can announce it. I'm really happy that we've brought together this kind of unit of people that are going to, basically 4 new drivers to the grid,
Yes.
which is 2 drivers on our team. Connor Falvey, who's 16, and Rusi Akiba from Japan, who's an XD1 driver, only a year ex, but he's coming to Drift Masters, and they're both running FDF.
And Connor is how old?
16, still in school.
And I was just driving with him today. I actually have footage from that, of him driving and me driving in the MX-5, so that was fun. But it's an amazing opportunity. Our history, quickly summarized, was sometime in 2019, 2020. You emailed us, you were a random channel, not random, but you were to me and to us. We didn't really know who each other was. He needed an angle kit for his Corvette, and then here we are today, Drift Masters, on a team. We're working together. The actual team for Drift Games is their 2 drivers, but they will be partnered with myself and Adam LZ. And then you also have some very special cars that will be participating in the halftime shows.
The 2JZ Lamborghini you were cutting the hub in half of is one of the demo cars.
We have good footage of that.
And then the Corvette, which was the car that started our relationship of knowing who we are, is actually going to be there as well as a demo car.
So it's full circle.
Yeah, so it's a lot of history, personalities, cars, and anything that's new and exciting for me that adds something for the fans. It makes me excited about it. So yes, we have 2 big semi-trucks going with 6 cars to Drift Masters and all the tools and everything else. And I'm so happy you're there because you have such expertise to help everybody.
Yeah.
And then also, we're going to be looking after you on our side as well with all the crew we have.
I can't wait. So thank you guys for watching and staying tuned. I know a lot of you guys anticipated this, but Dave, thank you.
Absolutely, looking forward to seeing you there.
Looking forward to this year. We'll see you guys in the next video.